Hi folks, John Gets here, playing Wurm Unlimited. I just want to say right from the start, I'm having a little problem with my allergies, so if a sniffle slips through that I didn't catch in post or during the recording, my apologies in advance. Now, from the time I made the last video, a lot has changed in the little environment we have here. The reason why there's not a video in between is because I tried to make a video and screwed it up. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it was a video well done, perfectly executed, except for the fact that it didn't record the video part. Now, so here we are, somewhat advanced from the last thing we did. But the first thing I have to show you, because it's something I need to take care of right away, is that besides all the landscaping I did, I planted a few fields. And when you first plant, everything's in a nice orderly fashion here, all the lines, all the rows nicely lined up. But over time, you see that they start getting a little bit erratic. So what you have to do is do a little cultivating. So you double click on Iron Rake, and then you click on the field, and you notice down here it says you can farm. So you click on farm, takes a little work there, and now everything's back to straight again. So I'm not quite sure what that is, and there's no way of knowing until you actually look into it. And you can't look into it. You have to know what you planted, unless there's some secret I don't know about. So at this point I could harvest, or I can do some more farming, because obviously these are pumpkins and they have not yet matured. So we do the same over here. And again over here. Still I'm not sure what it was we planted. I know there was oats and maybe rye and obviously pumpkin. And I can't remember what the rest was. So now let's head on down here because there's one more field that we haven't done. I think I mentioned it before that when you have rice, you have to plant it in the water. So as you can see, there's my rice field coming up in the distance here. And you will be able to see presently that it too has a lot of little crooked lines. So we click on that, click on farm, and everything is back in order. So now we can leave those for probably about a game day, I think. Maybe not even that, because you do have to put some work into it. Now, moving a little bit slowly, so I'm looking around to see, looking in my inventory to see what I might be carrying. Oh, I'm carrying 19 planks. That'll do it. So let's come over here and drop these planks by right-clicking and go to drop and then go to place. Okay, now we have our full load, so we right-click on that and click on open, and then just drag everything over to there. So now I should be able to move a little more quickly. Ta-da! Okay, also in the inventory you'll see I have things called steamed catfish, a pork casserole, a lump of iron, which I think I can place. I can't place there because there's already two lumps. What I have here are lumps of different quality, which if I get time I'll explain what the quality thing is all about. So let's place it. I gotta find a place where there's not something else already on, which I guess that one will do. So where was it again? A lump of iron. It's only 0.06, so it's probably going to be quite small. Okay, that's all right. It's there now, and I'm not carrying it. So I have all these food things, plus, okay, the pork casserole was interesting because at one point, it wasn't directly after my last video, I took a stroll up that way and over the hill and encountered a dead young boar, wild boar. And I just butchered it, and it gave me some meat. And I'll show you what I did with it since then. But while I'm sitting here looking at this, right here, I set this bowl down so that I know um, that I what's the word? Not harvest, foraged all this line, these three wide line from here all the way up to there. Right, that's a straight line. Okay, that too we've done. And also, like a fool, I was looking for clay, and I traveled all the way over that hill and far away till I found some clay over that way and harvested it and brought it back. And later I discovered we have clay right there and right there. So this is a good spot for building and such. A little short on trees, but there's a big forest there, a little far away, but it's still a good-sized forest. And I'm trying to clean out the younger trees because I want to keep a somewhat majestic forest to walk through when I want to. And let me see. Let's open this because I also had some steamed perch, two herb casseroles, and the way that's done, which unfortunately I can't show you now because I don't have any materials to do it with. First of all, you can cook in this forge, which I've created since the last we met, and you can open that by clicking open. And what you would do when, obviously I caught a catfish some time ago, and it has good weight, so that's going to be enough food to last me a day or so. And what you do, it just says catfish back then, and so you right click and it will give you the option to wrap it. So then you wrap it and then you put it in here after starting the fire, and eventually it will come out as a steamed catfish. And the pork, so I got the meat from the boar that I butchered, and to that I put it in a casserole or a pottery bowl. I think I've already put them away. I don't see them here. You get a pottery bowl that I made from the clay, just backing things up and going forward again. With the clay, besides helping to make the forge, it meant I could make clay pots and jars, and then you put the clay pots and jars in the forge, and they get to be glowing hot, and they turn into pottery. And the pottery you can use to cook in or to collect water in. So anyway, I put the meat in a pottery bowl and added some spices and a tomato, I think, or tomato, and then put those in and cooked, and eventually it created a pork casserole. So some of the other, just trying to point out lots of wonderful things you can do in this game, hugely fun. As you see down here, I'm getting a bit low on water. I could go down there and catch a drink. But we have here our pottery jars. So I open this stack and I have 3 of them in there. So I open one of the jars and then I right click on it that says water and I drink. So you can set up a bunch of jars, or you can carry a jar with you if you're planning on going for a long walk. And that's another thing we've done, and I'm not going to be able to cover all the things we've done because it's just well, a lot of things have happened. And one other thing was, right now I'm holding down the leftmost key so I can move and look around. But there's a setting in the settings panel where you can have a free mouse look, and I set it so I hit the space bar, and now I just move the mouse around and do a free look that way. Unfortunately, you can't do anything once you've done that. You can't like left or right click there because it just won't happen. So you have to hit the space bar again, and that's the only way you can do such things. Ah, Lord, all the things. Covered that. I made a wagon, and I had to collect a lot of various parts. So let's bring up this and put it over here where I usually put it. And right down here we have the crafting recipes, and in the search I type in cart. So I have the option of a large or small cart. The large cart would be if you had tamed an animal, and you can hook up the animal to it. But the small one is what you use, like this one, you just grab a hold of it and you pull it around. And in order to make that, I first of all had to make a plank, and I had to make a small wheel axle. So if I don't, and after that I had to add all of this stuff, including nails. So if I don't know how to make a small wheel axle, I double click on that, and it tells me how to do that, which was with a shaft and a small wheel, and then again another small wheel. So I'm saying, how do I make a small wheel? So I double click on that, and it tells me how to make a small wheel with planks and shafts. So you have to start small. You have to start here, go to get all the wheels you need, create the axle, and then create the cart. So that is the basics of that kind of thing. And we must be getting late in the day. Where's the sun? Must be, it's already behind a hill. No, that's the moon, or one of the moons. Don't see the sun. No, the stars are starting to come out, so it's late evening. Okay, we covered all of that. Now, the last video, I dug a hole here, and I only got so far because it was too much water. It wasn't at that point. No, it wasn't. It was just a thing down. There was a rock wall here. So I got to that and tried to tunnel through it, and it said something like out of reach or too far away or something. And that must have been a glitch, because I tried a couple of other things to do the same thing, and the same thing happened. But then when I came back at a later date and tried it, all of a sudden it worked. So by tunneling, I made a tunnel through. Unfortunately, to get to the other side of this little tunnel, you go through water that's too deep, and the wagon won't go through there. So anyway, that meant that I had to go in here. These are all piles of stone that were created by digging through there. So I kept digging around, using a sort of a pattern that works most efficiently, and eventually found an iron vein. I also passed back here a sandstone vein, so I can use sandstone for doing things later on. So I got to here, mined a bit of ore, which there's probably still some in here, yes. So I mined enough ore so I could do the things I needed to do, and then walked all the way back out again, and had to carry like 3 pieces at a time, which meant I had to walk really slowly. But then eventually, let's go back outside here. So I went in there and counted all the different blocks or cubes that I went through, and figured out that it would be roughly here somewhere where it is, and I dug in. But the same thing happened. I went into water and couldn't bring the cart in. So, continuing on my quest, I finally got over to here where I could get higher up. So I dug into there, figured out that the wall should be about here somewhere, and I clicked on that and it broke through. So now I can access this iron ore vein by coming in here with the cart, filling it up, and that's where we are at this point. Now, as you see, there's this big structure, which when I was hoping or making the last video, I tried to show you how to make a structure by clicking. I don't know if they'll let me do it because I've already got one started, but let's try. I am now looking for a mallet, and I'm sure everyone can see it but me. Oh, there it is right up top, the mallet. So I'm double clicking on that. So now if I right click on the ground, I can lay a building plan, but it's not flat enough. That's not flat? Why isn't that flat? Oh, it's because of I'm too close to the bedrock there. All right, let's push on over here a little ways and double click on the mallet again and right click and add to building. Oh, I'm too close to that building. Wow, this is getting complicated. All right, here we are, I hope. So we right click here, add a building plan, and there you have that. So what you do is you keep adding building plans until you get the basic shape of the building you want to create. And we can't go this way because there's a slope there. So anyway, I would keep building that until I decide where and how much I want to build. Unfortunately, it will only let you, until you get more carpentry skills, it will limit the amount of space I can build in, which was roughly this one. So, at any point before you finalize, you can right click and you can finalize the plan, or again with the mallet, what I'm looking for is where it says to remove. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, remove the plan. So we take care of that. So we're not going to build over here again. So that's how you set up your first building. Once you've set up this part here, you can start building such things as, and if I right click here and I add this to the crafting window and I come over here and pick up these planks, what's it mean over here? It says here I am planning a structure that is outside any known village. This is very risky, and the structure may very well be pillaged and looted by other players. Well, this is single player, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. Now I right click here and take, so now I have that moving slowly again. So now I take these planks and I put them here, and I'm still not. I have the mallet. What am I missing here? I put the wall plan here. Maybe I have to put the mallet over here. Yes, okay, I put the mallet there, and you can see I can make something out of timber, or I can make something out of wood. I haven't created timber yet, so what I want to do is build a wall with a single window. So that would be that one. And do I want to do this right now? Why not? Sure, let's give it a go. Can't because I need iron nails to start it off, which I do not have apparently. I do have. Oh, I need large. Do I need large? Yes, I need large iron nails. I don't have any of those left. Okay, but if I did, it would start the creation of, you would say, uh, window plan or something to that effect. And then you would come back in and start adding all the pieces. And eventually you would end up with a wall that has a nice little window in it. So that's how the construction pieces work. So now let's come out here and drop those planks again. Planks, drop on ground, that'll be quicker. And there we go. Now, how are we doing for time? 20 minutes, okay. So, so much. Yeah, the quality thing. I wanted to build, for example, a forge that had really good quality in it. So let's take a look at this forge. And it tells me somewhere that the quality is 20.67. Exactly how that translates, I'm not 100% sure, but essentially the higher your quality, the more quality goes into the stuff you create with it. So in order to get the best quality, what I had to do was start off with good quality materials. So in order to make that, I needed to make a, let's clean this one, let's just make it go away, there. I had to find good quality rocks, which if I went back and checked those, you'll find a lot of them have a quality of 1, some have a quality of 20, and it gets better and got better as I dug further that way, and my mining skill got better. It made better quality rock shards. So you get the best ones you can find, and oh, there's a unicorn way over there. So you get a pile of rock shard like this, and you open it, and I see I have 23, and these are rejects because they were too low a quality. I wanted qualities higher than what I had over there. So we have one here that's 2019. So let's open this again and take this one and put it here and move that over to here, and then find our stone chisel, which is always harder to find. I must be looking right at it. There it is, yes, stone chisel. So we put that there. Now this gives me all these options. I could make a gravestone, I can make a fountain, but these are just ornate. So that one might not be, but anyway, I could do all of that stuff. And make statues and tool parts. These are crude tools. Since I already have iron, I didn't need to make these. And up here you see stone brick. So I click on that one, and it tells me I need a larger stone. So how much? What did it tell me here? Oh, the weight of 0.4. That's not very much. What's the highest, next highest quality? Oh, 21.4. So let's pull that over here and take these two and put them here. Now I have I click this button here, which will combine the two. It lowered the quality to its average. And so now when I click on create, I still have stone brick selected, and it says the rock shard contains too little. What did I do? Pick another real small one? The weight of 0.4. All right. Here, let's try, here's 1.26, so that's heavy in itself. Bring them all over here, combine them, and now, there we go. We will make a stone, we will try to make a stone brick. Now, stone brick, it says I have a 55% chance, but sometimes you'll be clicking away 3 or 4 times and you think the odds are not correct. But some of the problems are if you're tired, if you've tried several things and your uh, stamina is low, it makes it harder to create stuff. And I think also if your stone chisel is has a lot of damage, which in this case it does, is up to 13.82, that also lowers the chance that you are going to fail in making the thing you want. I'm not an expert in this game, so I'm saying stuff that I sort of surmised by playing it and have maybe even changed over the last, since I played it before. So, as I said, I have a stone chisel right here, and you see the damage is 13.82. So if I right click and choose repair, it will start to repair it. It's already only a quality of 1, so it doesn't, I think that's the lowest quality you can go. So later on, if I get better materials, I can make a better stone chisel. So now you can see over here, I don't have any damage, so it'll be easier to create another one, except we've already used up all the materials in that one, so we can't use it. Anyway, that is how crafting goes. Some of the things to deal with in terms of okay, let's put the, I was going to put the stones back in there, but they are already used up. So let's make a separate pile. Say right here, you can only put one type of thing in a square like this at once, in order to keep a visual of what it actually is. If I put two or three things of different types in one spot, it'll create that kind of icon. So it makes it harder to find what you're looking for. You end up opening all those boxes and crates to find the thing you're looking for. So let's just, on these shards, we will right click, look to drop, and we just drop them there. So you see they're actually even looking a little smaller than the other ones because they're mostly used up. So now I know where they are, and I have some stone bricks over here already, and I've created a new one, so I can just drop this one and it will automatically be added to that pile. Okay, so that's crafting and placing and the building of jars and the farming and the house building. There's a ton of more stuff we can get into, but it's starting to get on in time here. So it's probably a good time to call this to an end. I can't think of anything that's quick and simple to talk about right now. So, if you enjoyed any part of this video, or just because you feel like it, do hit the like button. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. Any interesting little tidbits you might want to add would be helpful. And if you want to show your support for the channel, click on the subscribe button. So until next time, please do take care.